Hey everybody, Eric Engelman here again today. Wanted to get back in touch with you guys to kind of go through some things we've been talking about in class here on campus at LSU in Kinesiology 2513. Again, about this point in the semester, we like to talk to students and start to sharpen up kind of the discussion that we're going to have in regards to professional development, making yourself a little more marketable, and kind of going through that career goals assessment we talked about at the beginning of the semester, where we really wanted to break down where you are in your current professional development, how do you move forward, what is some tips, just some things that we're going to move along or try to move along on. One thing out of the assessment I always try to emphasize, actually two things. First and foremost, how important experience is, especially in the sports industry. You really have to try to find some opportunities to bolster your resume, to make yourself stand out. What are you doing in this undergraduate time frame, right? 19 to 22, whatever these years are, or however many years you have left in school. How do you take advantage of this time frame? Because it is absolutely critical. What you do at 19 can have a huge impact on what you do at 24. Okay, and so as we build this experience, we can really set ourselves up to have a lot of success a little later on in the process. The other thing we really like to talk about in the career and goals assessment is segment. And so what part of the industry are you interested in? Really discerning that a lot in this early time frame, okay? And thinking hard about, do I really want to be in marketing? Great, awesome, then go for it, okay? But really discern that, because we put all of our eggs in a single bucket, then eventually maybe again we might be 23, 24, 25. You're like, man, I really don't like this. Okay, and so at this point, it's not always about necessarily what you think you want to do. It's about discerning what are some things that we definitely don't want to do. And so take this opportunity in this class, and then as your undergraduate careers progress, to find out, to take on some of these different experiences, to shadow some different people, to talk to some people. See, what's your day like? Talk to a coach. What's your day like? Like, I think a lot of people get an idea of what someone's life is like, and they're like, oh, I really want to be like Lauren. Lauren's got a cool job, right? Well, have you really talked to Lauren about her job? Because it might not be so glamorous, right? It might not be so great. So do some digging. Talk to some people. Some other things we talk about at this point is finding your motivation, okay? So in this industry, especially in the early going, okay, you're going to do some jobs, you're going to do some things that, and I've had some of these moments in my career where you're like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I in this mascot suit in the middle of summer, 120 degrees, sweating my ass off? Like, why is that happening? Okay, why am I doing this? And it's in those types of moments you're reminding yourself that these are the things that I want to do, and this is the path I'm going to have to take. You're going to be underpaid. You're going to be overworked, underloved. So be prepared for that, okay? And again, identify your motivation early on so that you can go back to that and remind yourself why we're doing the things we do, and hopefully find a lot of joy and a lot of good things as well in some of these other opportunities. What are you ready to do? Okay, are you ready to do anything? You ready to pack up and move next week and take a job somewhere? Because you're probably going to be pretty limited in your opportunities, either in Shreveport or here in Louisiana. You're going to have to go and take on an opportunity somewhere else, most likely. Okay. I left LSU, went to Cincinnati, moved to Lexington, moved to Madison, moved back to Baton Rouge. Again, 4 cities in 5 years, something like that, and was willing to go anywhere and do anything. Moved to cities that I knew no one. Okay, knew absolutely nobody when I showed up in Cincinnati. I knew a nun there who's a really nice lady. We used to eat lunch at Fazoli's. That was it. Okay, and so I built a little network there in Cincinnati with people I worked with, people I went to school with, people I got to know just hanging out, and still people that I lean on today, okay? So what are you willing to do? Where are you ready to go? Because you've got to open up your horizon. You've got to get out of your little bubble, especially if you're ready to have success early on. what transferable skills do you have? Okay, I talk to a lot of students. Well, I don't have any experience. I'm working and doing some different things. Well, let me see your resume. Okay, you're a team leader for the rec center. Cool. So you're managing people, right? You're setting schedules. You're trying to motivate. You're supervising, right? You're maybe handling some payroll. You're doing some things like that. Like, that's a skill set, okay? And that's something you need to document very well on your resume so that when you are applying for internships or jobs at some point, people see some of this other skill set. You work in the service industry? Awesome. Like, that's hard work. And people understand that, or people who read resumes should understand that being a bar back, for 6 months or 9 months or whatever it might be, while you're doing other things, right, has some value. It gives me a little bit of insight into your work ethic and the things that you're willing to do. Get a mentor, and we talk about this a good bit in class. Like, you've got to find people who can, not necessarily, and I think people get this confused sometimes. I think, in my experience, my mentors have been people I can bounce information off of, bounce ideas off of. They've been able to help me in my career. They've been able to, be a very important part of my network, but they're more important to me from an information gathering standpoint, from a, what do you think about this opportunity, more of an intel standpoint almost. Like, oh, well, yeah, that's kind of a bad situation there. You might be better off looking at this university or this job, right? So find a mentor. Use your social media accounts to find people that you find interesting, okay? LinkedIn, Twitter, so forth, okay? Talk to those people. And not necessarily say, hey, Jim Bob, I'm really interested in the job at Arizona State. No, you need to ask Jim Bob questions about their job, right? How did they get to where they are? What are some things they like about what they're doing? Advice that they would give people trying to get into the industry. Be interactive, be engaged, and not ask for things, okay? Be empathetic to their time, be empathetic to where they're at, but people are willing to help more than you think. You can send emails, you can send letters, try to identify some people that you think are interesting, but engage those people and get their information, and you'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you. Then last thing is really having a plan, okay, and going for it, and just saying, and especially for you guys as young people, I think a lot of us, or some of my younger students, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, look around, maybe see a high school classmate or a college classmate doing really well, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and if you're 20, you've got time, man. You've got so much time. So have some patience. Think about a process. But use your time wisely. Like, you don't need to play, 19 hours of Call of Duty. Like, put that down. Find some opportunities. Think about your path. Think about your plan, okay, and start executing and start really trying to work on that. And I think you'll find yourself. Having some success down the road, right? But it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Anything good that's happened to anybody has been something that's taken some time. Okay, so put in the hard work, find the opportunities, be intentional about what you're doing, because it all matters. Okay, it all matters, and you want to bolster that resume so that you stand out. So when you apply for that internship after graduation, that post grad, or you look for that first job, your resume comes to the top of the heap because it's something that stands out. It's something legitimate. So that's just some notes real quick today. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch up with you soon. As always, any questions or concerns, send me an email. Get in touch, all right? Have a super day. Talk to you soon.